Have you ever been left wondering why someone who seemed so captivating at first slowly turned into the most draining force in your life? They entered like a dream, perhaps showering you with compliments, affection, and promises that felt like destiny. And just as you thought you had found something precious, the dream twisted into a nightmare, manipulation, control, emotional wounds you never saw coming. If you feel this resonates with your journey, you might have encountered a narcissist. And while it can be painful, there's something important you need to know. God didn't just remove them from your life without reason. What if I told you that the removal of these people, no matter how confusing and heartbreaking, was part of a divine plan to protect you and make room for something greater? It's hard to see it in the middle of the storm, but stick with me, and by the end of this discussion, you'll understand why their exit was a blessing in disguise. And once you grasp this, you'll be ready to rebuild stronger, with a heart that's finally free to welcome what's meant for you. Before we dive into the heart of this truth, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this content, and share it with others. This might just be the answer someone else has been searching for too. Let's begin with something crucial. Narcissists don't enter your life by accident. They often show up when you're vulnerable, whether that's emotionally, spiritually, or mentally. Maybe you were at a point in life where you were seeking validation, love, or belonging. The narcissist, with their charm and charisma, sensed that need and filled the space perfectly. At least that's how it seemed. But as time went on, you realized the truth. Their love came with conditions, their kindness with control, and their promises with manipulation. This isn't a sign that you were weak. It's a sign that you were targeted because of your light, your kindness, your empathy, qualities that a narcissist can never truly possess. God saw what you couldn't. While you were focused on holding things together, God was working behind the scenes, orchestrating events to remove the person who wasn't meant to stay. Yes, it hurts to let them go. The hardest part is often not understanding why they left or why the relationship fell apart so suddenly. You might feel betrayed, confused, or even abandoned. But let me tell you, their departure wasn't a rejection, it was a redirection. When a narcissist is removed from your life, expect a season of discomfort. It's normal to feel disoriented, even questioning yourself. Maybe you wonder if you could have done something differently, or you replay conversations in your head, searching for answers. But here's the truth, no matter how much you try, the outcome wouldn't have changed. Narcissists aren't in relationships to nurture or grow. They're in it to control, to feed their own ego. And once they feel they've extracted all they can, they often move on without warning, leaving you with the emotional debris. This is where faith steps in. God knew that if you stayed in that toxic dynamic, it would only drain your spirit and prevent you from becoming the person you were created to be. Sometimes we cling to what's familiar, even if it's hurting us, because the unknown feels scarier. But what's ahead is always better than what was lost, even if it takes time to see it. God removed them to protect your heart, to heal the parts of you that they wounded, and to prepare you for relationships that are genuine and filled with love. Healing from a relationship with a narcissist isn't an overnight process, but it's part of your transformation. During this time, you might feel lonely or tempted to go back to what's familiar. But know that God never removes something from your life without giving you something better in return. This is your time to rebuild your self-worth, your faith, your sense of purpose. And as you grow, you'll begin to see that what you lost doesn't compare to what you're about to gain. At first, you might experience withdrawal symptoms, not unlike someone breaking free from an addiction. The highs and lows with a narcissist can feel intoxicating, and when they're gone, there's a strange emptiness. But that emptiness isn't a void. It's a space for renewal. And God needs that space to pour in new blessings, ones that couldn't arrive while the narcissist was in the way. Another thing to expect is resistance. Narcissists rarely leave quietly, especially if they sense you're moving on. They might try to pull you back with grand gestures or by playing the victim. This is where your faith becomes your shield. Remember why God removed them in the first place. Going back would only restart the cycle of hurt. Stay firm, knowing that not every invitation needs an RSVP, especially when it leads back to pain. Eventually, as you distance yourself from the toxicity, Clarity will begin to replace confusion. You'll start to see how God was working in your favor all along, even when it didn't feel like it. You'll recognize the signs you missed, the ways you were being drained, and the patterns that no longer have power over you. This is when gratitude takes root, not just for the lessons learned but for the freedom you've gained. And here's the most beautiful part. When God removes someone who was wrong for you, He often replaces them with people who align with your soul's purpose. This could mean new friends, a healthier relationship, or even an unexpected opportunity. The space left behind is fertile ground for new beginnings. And when you open yourself up to what's ahead, you'll realize that the exit of the narcissist wasn't the end. It was the beginning of something far more beautiful. So if you're still hurting, hold on. Healing isn't linear, but it is possible. And as you walk through this season, remind yourself that God's plan is always for your highest good. The people who are meant to be in your life will stay, and those who aren't will fall away. Trust the process and trust yourself. Thank you for staying with me through this discussion. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your journey is valuable, and your story might be the encouragement someone else needs. Remember, you're not alone in this. Every ending is a new beginning in disguise. Stay strong, stay faithful, and expect great things ahead.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our online hub. Today, we're delving into the intriguing topic of how narcissists cope with loss. Brace yourselves as we navigate the labyrinth of the mind. If you find our insights valuable, share them with your loved ones, show some love with a like, share, and ensure you're subscribed to our channel for more engaging discussions. Dive deeper into understanding narcissism with our complimentary course, Narcissism 101. Recognize, recover, and rebuild. Let's start right away. The understanding hits them like a bolt of lightning. They are no longer stuck in the world of failed relationships. They are suddenly faced with the bigger picture of their lives. They start to understand how their greed affects everyone around them, like a flickering light bulb shining light into the dark corners of their minds. Narcissists are like sneaky emotional ninjas. They cause a lot of damage, and the scars of their lies and manipulation haven't been seen until now. When they hit rock bottom, it wakes them up by taking away their air of greatness and showing how human they really are. They face the ghosts of what they did in the past and deal with the regret of missed chances, the pain they caused others, and the carefully constructed mask of lies. It is a hard lesson that shows how hollow a life based on lies and manipulation is, leading only to loneliness and nothingness. The path to self-awareness is hard, but necessary. As we try to figure out what narcissism is all about, let's not forget the important lessons it teaches us about being human and how important it is to be real and understand others in order to make real bonds. It's not easy to get better after being hurt by a narcissist. You have to be strong and brave to face every painful memory head-on. But if you keep at it and don't give up, you can get back your sense of self and the power that was taken from you. During the hard trip, the question: is it possible to really forgive a narcissist? Is forgiveness possible after all the damage they caused? There are many challenges on the way to healing. You may need to break free from unhealthy relationships, rebuild broken social networks, or even start over in a new place. It's an all-encompassing project. It would be silly to think that forgiving an ego would be like expecting fairies to walk down the street. These sneaky creatures sneak into your life and trap you in a tornado of darkness, leaving a path of broken hearts in their wake. In hindsight, things look very bad. You could have avoided the pain they caused if you had just shut the door in their face from the start. Narcissists love making things worse and moving from one victim to the next to keep the circle of destruction going. But their day of punishment will come, and they will have to face the consequences of what they did. While seeing them get what they deserve may give you a small sense of joy, it's hard to find comfort in the wreckage of their lies. You may have hoped that they would admit they did wrong and make things right. Narcissists only care about what they want, which is sad. Freeing yourself from their grip is not easy. They stay like opportunistic birds, waiting for the right time to swoop in and do more damage. It looks like they are always on the hunt for new prey. Do not fall for their trick. Even when they're thinking about happy times, they only see you as a prize to boost their egos. If you want to break up with a narcissist, get ready for a long fight. These people understand how valuable you are and won't let go easy. They see you as the perfect person to love and admire, so they drag out the breakup to keep their hold on your mind. It's hard to deal with the fact that narcissists are bad people, because they have a strange way of taking your time and energy without you noticing. Nascent narcissists are very aware of what's at stake when you leave. They know the things about you that make you special, even if they didn't say it out loud. Since the beginning of your relationship, they thought about other choices and kept weighing and comparing them to your presence. You were their strong foundation and rock of support. While you saw love, they saw a chance to take advantage of your kindness and giving. They only cared about using your feelings as pawns in a game of manipulation, as a way to get what they wanted. Who do you think shows up at your door when you're still hurting from a broken relationship? Which is none other than their bloated ego. Does the word hoovering sound familiar to you? Their sneaky way of trying to get you back into their troubled world is through this sneaky strategy. They did it because they were lonely or missed the benefits you used to give them, like your undying attention, emotional support, or financial help. They knew you could instantly boost their weak ego. But don't let this fool you. Their return isn't because they really feel bad about what they did or want to make things right. Instead, it's just another move in their sick game of control and manipulation. They are trying to regain control over you by using every trick they know how to. It is very clear that narcissists will never admit they are wrong. Not even a small chance. Maybe they'll think about the loss from time to time while denying any responsibility. They will strongly reject that idea. They always keep up the appearance of being perfect, putting the blame on others with practiced ease. When they said sorry, did it really mean something? If so, did they really mean what they said, or were they just empty words? They say they want to change and beg for another chance, but their words don't mean anything. You put your whole heart and soul into the connection, but they took it and ran away. Take a look at the beginning of everything. At first, the passion and speed of the movement were clear. Their main goal was to hook you and make you feel loved and interested. But as time went on, there was a noticeable slowing down. Did their zeal fade? Did they change their minds about someone else? There are times when events seem too lucky to be real, but you can't be sure. As soon as they got your attention, they started playing mind games. They used words like weapons and were good at getting you to do what they said. Do you remember how excited you were waiting for their messages? But over time, the frequency dropped, and their reactions became less important. At the same time, they let other people into their minds, leaving you empty and confused. Once they catch their next prey, they'll keep doing it until someone gets away or they decide to move on. In the end, they realize how bad their past actions were. Their bad behavior destroys many relationships and makes them outcasts who are not welcome in other people's houses. Those former confidants they were bragging about? Most likely, they were just pawns in their Machiavellian plans. In the end, their real nature comes out. Cruel, heartless, and without regret. They cut ties without giving it a second thought. That's just how they are. Ever think about why some people just can't get a narcissist? It's a very strange thing. Some people may know, but they don't say anything because they don't want to be the next target. Some people might not spend enough time with the narcissist to get to know them and see through their mask. That simple. A lot of what's going on is done behind closed doors, so no one can see. When the ego takes off its mask, it becomes a nightmare. For the most part, they try very hard to keep up the idea that they are perfect when they're in public. But when they're not there, they abuse your mind, spirit, and money in many ways. Most likely, they've tried almost everything. In their hearts, they know they've lost you. They might not say it because they are too busy bragging about how great they think they are. They knew you were unique, but they treated you like you were out of date. The good news is that what happened has made you stronger and more hardy than ever. You got back up from the fire and are now brighter than before. Nasty people are now interested in it. People don't know what's going on, but they are out there making trouble, while you are living your best life. But they'll know something deep down. They'll understand how bad they were. They missed a truly amazing person because they did. Don't forget how great you are. Keep your head up and be yourself. You're never by yourself and can do this. Allow yourself to heal, my friend. Don't forget how great you are. Keep your head up and be yourself. You're never by yourself and can do this. Allow yourself to heal, my friend. When you make up your mind to move forward, remember that your health and happiness are the most important things. Close up with family and friends who will help you and understand your trip. Hire a professional to help you if you need it. Friends and support groups can help you and be a safe place to talk about how you feel. After leaving a narcissist, it's good to start over with your life. Try to remember what you really care about and are interested in. Do things that bring you joy and help you connect with your true self. It can be very helpful to try something new, like a sport, a trip, or going to school to learn more. It is very important to set good limits. Narcissists may try to get back into your life in different ways, but you should be strong in your decision to keep them out. Do not call them or follow them on social media. Also, do not go to places where you might see them. The most important things are safety and peace of mind. Think about what you've learned. Even though it hurt, your time with a narcissist taught you a lot about who you are and what you deserve in a partner. You can have better and happier relationships from now on because you know this. It is very important to be kind to yourself. Forgive yourself for any mistakes you think you made when dealing with the narcissist. Recognize that you made it through a difficult area as best you could.